Good. And hi, everybody. I'm thrilled tonight to have with us a guest speaker. Tonight is a Rotary-based talk. Robert Friend is out in you're in the Connecticut area, if I remember
Southern Connecticut,
correctly.
yeah.
He's actually a friend of our Steve Satterley, or David Satterley, I'm sorry, another member of our club is a friend of yours. He spoke highly of you just earlier today, actually, Robert. Deb and Amanda and I met Robert at our recent PELS, which used to be called Pets and may be called Pets again. We'll see. Anyway, and so he had some interesting things for us to see. And we've struggled to spread out as we are to do community service and local community service. And we all thought maybe this is a plan. This is an opportunity. And so we invited Robert to speak to us tonight and then have him. I think he's got a canned presentation. Then we'll explore some thoughts and ideas. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Robert.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. Yes, I am. I live in Madison, Connecticut, which is, if you know Connecticut, is just about 15 minutes east of Yale University, up 95. I've been living here since 1996, 95. And I've been a Rotarian since 2001, 2000. And this year I'm serving as district governor for Rotary Southern Connecticut, which is District 7980. And just having the time of my life. I have, let's see, today's the 16th, so I've got about 85, 84 days left of my term. So I'm working with my DGE, my district governor-elect, to transition her into the role. And I think that's what the world is doing right now. So it's, Rotary at work, it's transitioning year over year to new leadership. But I've had the joy of being involved in this project, Day of Service, for since its inception. And I'll give you a little bit of the background. So prior to being in the DG track, I was the district public image chair. And prior to that, an assistant governor for quite some time. So I've been in the foundation. So I've done all the pieces of the work that we all touch day to day. But the year that Shaker Maida was president, which was 2021-22, his focus was service. And so Jeff Krause, our district governor, and Joanna Alfieri, the district governor to the north in 78-90, which is the rest of Connecticut and Western Massachusetts, the Berkshires and whatnot, decided to start a day of service that we would bring together the two districts and pick one day, and every club would do a service project on that single day. And we did it for public image purposes. We did it because we wanted to promote the power of Rotary. And so we called it a record-breaking day of service. And we actually did it. We had 100 clubs. We were able to get a billboard company to donate billboards up and down 95 and 91. We got amazing press promotions. We did public events, bring in the media, and we really went all out from a public image standpoint, and the impact was extremely impressive. And so as public image chair, I kept it moving for the next year, and it grew. And last year, the third year, we had 21 districts, 1,200 projects, 7 countries, and approximately 36,000 Rotarians doing a single day of service, a single service project on a single day. And again, the impact was impressive. And so this past summer, we reformed. I want to play you a video real quick because it will kind of set the tenor. Amanda, Deb, and Jerry have seen this, but I want you all to get the power of this. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me do
Does
this.
your video have sound, Robert?
It does, and I'll turn on the sound when I transfer it over here. So
Yeah, there's a separate button. You click for that
I
on the
got it.
share.
Yeah.
Good.
Share sound and optimize video, and you should see this right now. You see that okay?
Yeah, there we go. Wow,
Right.
that's a neat image.
Yeah, this is my world of people making a rotary wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Again, this is all about this global 2025 Epic Day of Service. And I'm projecting that we're going to be doing 2,500 Rotary clubs, about 75,000 Rotarians or more. And you'll get a sense of where we are at the moment. We still got, 5-6 weeks to go before the event. And I'm actually very, very excited about where it's going. But let me play this for you. So here we go.
Rotarians, friends, and changemakers, this is our moment. Imagine thousands of Rotary clubs, millions of hands, all coming together for one incredible day, the third Saturday in May, making a lasting impact on our communities. One day, one mission, endless possibilities, and an enormous impact. And our impact is already epic. The Epic Day of Service is about coming together to serve our communities with intention and purpose. It's about uniting Rotarians, volunteers, and communities to create powerful impact. From planting trees, feeding families, building homes, cleaning up beaches, Epic Day of Service is our chance to turn action into impact. So get ready, mark your calendars, and rally your club or district and plan your project. Because on the third Saturday of May, the world will feel the power of Rotary like never before.
Yes, I love sound. So that kind of gives you a good sense and kind of sets up the tenor of what this is, particularly after we just got that. Let me move this forward. There we go. After we, I gave you kind of a bit of an overview, but now you have a kind of a better sense from a longevity standpoint. And our goal is really kind of scale it up. So what's the impact now? So I'm going to be real transparent with you. We're in great shape. I mean, last year, 21 districts, 10 states, 7 countries, 1,200 projects, 30,000 Rotarians, 12,000 volunteers. That's the key. That's the key right there. This year, we're already at 45 districts. So we've already doubled the number of districts involved. We have 13 states, 5 countries. So we'll surpass 7 countries. And project-wise, we're not where we want to be, but it's going to take off in the next 5 weeks because we know that this is when the clubs are putting it together, and that means the Rotarians will increase as well. So my goal is to be upwards of 60 to 70, 75,000 Rotarians. And that means from a community member standpoint, this is where the membership bonanza sits. Is, one of the big questions about Rotary is how do we build membership? How do we grow our impact and extend our reach and expand our reach? So this is it. You invite friends. And I think for you all, this is very, very insightful because you all have the ability to really reach into each of your communities because you're out there uniquely on your own turf. And you can create a project in every locale within this Rotary Club around the country and in Canada to make an impact and do a service project that's unique to you. And let me show you the beauty of this because it's all in the way we've set it up to happen. So I'm going to take you to the Epic Day of Service website. And that's what we're looking at right now. Y'all see that okay? Jerry, you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's showing up just fine.
You can see that. Okay. All right. So I'm stopping here and I'm going to take you through the website because I think it's important that you all kind of get a sense and see how easy this is. This website was developed with the idea that every club, every Rotarian could engage as a champion and implement a project in their community to support those in need and make an impact in an enormous way. If I scroll down, you can see that we have open mic nights right now. We have some coming up. Actually, there's one tonight. at 5 p.m. Pacific, so 8 p.m. tonight, right after this call. If you want to jump on that call, all you have to do is go to the website, click on this, you'll get the link, and you can get on there. But you're kind of
what happens in open mic night?
It's a chance for Rotarians all over the country. They come in and they ask questions. They talk about their projects. It's just a way to engage. We just decided our board meeting tonight, prior to this call, that we're going to implement at the last week of April, April 28th, we're going to implement two, one for Asia and US, and one for Europe and the Middle East. We are doing what is called an epic countdown rally, because we will be in April 28th, we'll be 4 weeks away from the event, and we're going to do a countdown and really kind of kick it up a notch. But these are there for that purpose, to really make it happen. And to give you a chance to ask questions and that sort of thing. But we're all about making a difference. We're all about making sure there's something for everyone to do. And we're all about Rotary members engaging, and we're all about community members engaging. So that's the key. If you're a Rotary member and you click on this button, it's going to take you to the Rotary members page, which is where club members, and you can find a project, which I'll get into in a second, and you can learn about fundraising. So this is not just a place to set up a project, but it's also a place to begin the fundraising process, which is pretty cool, which I'll get into. And if I talk about this Rotary member area, this is where districts and club leaders come together. This is where champions come together, members, and then there's this incredible resource page, which I'm going to go to now because I think the resource page is really, really fun. First of all, it's a place for you to get a trifold flyer, an Epic Day of Service flyer, a district playbook, and a club playbook, so that you can click on this club playbook. It'll tell you, what you need to do, the steps involved to engage in a project. So if each one of you, if you got this, you're your own one-person club out in the community as a part of this larger entity, and it will take you through the steps that you need to go through to do what you need to do. So that's just an example. And then you have this membership magnet. This is truly a membership magnet. So the ability for you to recruit members through this process, to capture volunteer interest, to showcase our impact, to host a fellowship event, invite volunteers to your meeting, and maximize public image, set up follow-up, and really create growth within your club and the district. That's really, really key. So that's part of this. The next thing is public image. It is truly a bonanza for public image. Here's an image and video suggestion area. Here's a press release, a public image. We have stuff coming that we're still setting up that's going to go into this. Then you go down here to Epic as a service and membership energizer, how to choose an Epic project, conducting community assessments. And then, of course, it's a donation area. You can set up your fundraising document, your fundraising page, sample email to friends and family, so you can email. So if they want to join you in the project, great. If they can't join you, but they want to support your efforts, you can do that. So that's there. And then, of course, we're all about brand. So we have a club and district banner that we have T-shirts, and we have other stuff coming. So the banner is great because it's a banner that looks something like this, where you can put it out. Now, this costs $45. It's right from Russell Hampton, but you can order this, and it will allow you to put this information with or without a QR code directly to your site or to your club to learn more about Rotary. But this goes out where the project's happening, so people know it's happening. In addition to that, we have this incredible T-shirt, which I love. This T-shirt program will allow you to buy women's T-shirts, men's T-shirts. It's got the Epic Day of Service logo on the breast pocket, and then on the back it has a big picture of the Epic Day of Service. And then we have these hats that which I think are really cool. I've ordered a few of these for my family, and they're really cheap. Look at how low cost these T-shirts are. So again, just wanted to kind of make sure you're aware of that, and you pick the size, you order them, they'll be shipped right to your home, and it's real easy. So so we're working with a partner of ours that's really, really providing us. He's a Rotarian, and he's providing us extremely low cost items. So that's that. And then, of course, we've got other resources, collateral materials, logo. You can grab the logo, the QR code, logo guidelines, and then we have videos. We have our kickoff call, which is a 30-minute video, which I certainly recommend you watch if you have time, and then the day of service promo video you just watched. So that's there. But in the midst of all this, we have, if I go to the champions page, what is district and club champions? They're people that work with the district governor and AGs, and also with their club presidents to really promote this. And we have what is called district champions and club champions. This is where you register you can register your club project from here or from here, and then you go right to the club resources. But if I click on register your club, it's so simple, because all you'll have to do is pick the country. I'll pick United States, and up comes United States, and then put down, I'll go ahead and put Michigan, or I'll use my home state, which is Maryland, and there's Maryland. I put down Maryland, and then I put down my club name. Now your club name is not going to appear here, so let's go back to Michigan. And that's probably where you got to go, because you got to find your club name. Now, I don't know where your club's going to be positioned here, is because it's going by city. So where would yours fit in here, Jerry?
I'm not sure. I mean, we're listed at the district as motorcycling club.
All right, let's go under M for motorcycle. Well, it's not taking me there. I'm going to go ahead and type it in motor. Oops.
We have a mailing address, which is my hometown.
There
But
it is. There it is.
it's in there. Very cool. Oh,
So I go ahead and put that there, and then I can say, I'm not
wow,
going to.
that's, wonder what that's linked to.
It's inside our database within the website, because we got access to all of the clubs. So now you're in District 6380. When you're ready to move forward, each of you come here, and you each can have your own project. Now you'll each join the Motorcycling Rotarians area. And if I hit save, I'm not going to save it because I don't want to mess it up. When you get in there, you can have as many projects as you want. So under your club, how many members do you have, Jerry?
I think we have 12 regular members at the moment.
You could have 12.
And we got 28 others that are associated with us.
Yeah, you got 12 different projects going on at the same time. And then people can go in your community. So what happens is, let me get out of this. Let's jump to find a project. So I go to project. These are all the projects. Now, you see all these pins here? These are projects that have been set. And you can see we have, some in the UK, some in Australia, in Hawaii. So it's going to keep spreading. I've got meetings in other parts of Europe this week and next week. So we're really spreading it out. And if I go ahead and scroll in, you'll see that, we're starting to really play around the country. Here's Michigan. This is what, from the meeting that I had there, Michigan's starting to really, we've got 4 in there now. I hope that we have, I'm going to send out another email to the Michigan folks that I met, and this thing will continue to grow. But in my district on the East Coast, look at this. This is Connecticut. There's Long Island. There's multiple districts here. So we've been doing this for 3 years. So this is District 7230 up here. This is 7930. This is 7950. This is 7980. This is 7890. This is 7910. This is 7920. This is 7210. This is 7230 in Manhattan. 7255. So you can see that they're all working. Then we've got districts up north that are going to be joining us, because in Maine we have Maine joining us. We have Quebec, Canada joining us. We've got New Hampshire, Vermont joining us. So they're coming into the fray. But this gives you a sense of. And then if you go to a project, this is what's great about this. So let's go ahead. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm just going to go ahead and go to. You see, as I scroll and hit a project, it goes to the project. So it's kind of cool. So here's so Southington. This is in Connecticut, and I'll go to this one. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to. I want to go to one that I know has fundraising. So let's see. Let me go back to first. We'll go to Aurora Fire Safety Day. I'm going to give it a shot. So this is okay. They do. So this is Fire Safety Day. So it's happening on May 7th. Now you don't have to do it on May 17th. It can happen anytime before May 17th, between now and it can happen from now anytime until mid-June. So we use May 17th as a date because that's a day that we are marketing this as a record-breaking day of service. It's an epic day of service. So we're going to the Today Show. We're going to Good Morning America. We're going to all the major talk shows. We're promoting this on the nightly news and other places to get play. And the way we're doing that is through the idea that this is something that's unique. It's the only synchronous day of service program that is breaking records every year. And you're going to be part of that. And all you have to do is go in here, register your name and your club and your project, and you're good to go. If I go in here and I click on volunteer, watch this. I can volunteer Rotary member, and I can also volunteer community member. So if you if you send out an email, and we provide those emails to you, and engage a community member, they'll be given this area where there's two shifts. There's a committee member shift from 11 to 3:30, and there's a fire safety day volunteer from 11:30 to 3 p.m. And I can pick that, and if I pick this one, it'll ask me to put in my information, my age, my emergency contact, relationship to the emergency contact, and I agree to the volunteer waiver. I can view the waiver, and then from here I sign up to volunteer, and you get that information, and they're going to be volunteering alongside you. This is the membership bonanza. This is probably the most important thing, and you just have fun. And then our goal, our recommendation is buy a T-shirt for yourself and buy one for a volunteer. So when they come and they participate, for an extra 10, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, if you have 3 volunteers and they get a shirt, they walk away with something that has value to it based on the value that they participated in that day. And it's just powerful. So this is where, and I'm going to go back because I want to go back to this area. So the same is true for the Rotary members. Your club members can volunteer, and they put in their information, et cetera, and go ahead and volunteer. So it's that simple to do it. The other part of this is the donate button. I can go ahead and hit donate, and it defaults to $25. They can put in any amount they want, and they can donate. I wish to donate an extra $1.63 so that Aurora Rotary Club receives the full $25. You don't have to. So that's the fee for credit card processing. And then you can make a comment or tribute for public display if you want. So I did that. I can say, I love what you're doing. Keep up the great work, or whatever. So they can do that. And then, of course, they hit donate 2623. They go ahead and go on to the next page. You fill out all the information. And then it will ask you to put in your credit card number, and it'll automatically. And then what happens is the funds stay. Now, do you all have a foundation yet, Jerry?
No.
Okay. So if you don't have a foundation, you can I think you need to find one so there might be a district one you might have to align with, so you can talk to your district and ask if they'll be a pass-through for you. And that, because what happens is we then give the money at the end of the event, all the money that's come in, because we've got a 501c3 as part of Epic Day of Service. We would house the funds and then give it back to the 501c3 that you're using, and then they'll give it to you. And you can use it for whatever you need to use it for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So the funds are generated to a 501c3 in the first place, and therefore that's what controls that they have to be given back out that way.
That's right. That's right. But it's great because that's all there. Now, you don't have to, the donation part is an option. You don't have to do it. But I always think it's nice. It's always good to capture that information and make that happen. So that's there for you as well. And then, of course, you can view more projects. You can share your project. If I share my project, I can share it on Facebook, X, LinkedIn. I can develop an email and grab this link that literally allows me to add it on any text message or whatever. So, and they'll drive, and what'll happen is they'll drive it to your site. So if I wanted to add this particular project on my Facebook page, I just click on Facebook and it would automatically send it there. So it just makes it simple. And the whole idea, we've done all this work for you. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is register and have fun and sign the people up. Of course, I showed you find a project, so you've seen that. Community members can go here and they get calling all community volunteers to give one day to your own town, have fun and make a difference. It gives all the information on what to do, and then click here to find a project. Together we make it epic. And then more information about fundraisers and whatnot, et cetera. So here are all the fundraisers I play. So look at Denver Southeast has already raised $4,900. And this is a leaderboard. So they're just Summit County Frisco Club, 400. This is San Francisco. No, this is Colorado. It's not San Francisco. but it's $1,470, etc. Here's Stratford Rotary. It's already raised $275 in Connecticut. And here's one in California, $7. Hey, it starts now, you know, people are coming on, and you can download a CSV of all the clubs. You can go by club and look at fundraisers by club, by project, by country, by state, by district, by zone. It's all right here. This is a project that's delivered by Rotarians and created by Rotarians, but it doesn't mean that we can't include any other service organization in our community. So if you live in a community as part of this motorcycling club and want to go out to the local Lions Club and say, hey, I'm with a Rotary Club in Michigan and I'm doing the service project and I want you all to be part of it, let's get you in. And now you've got Lions Club working with Rotarians. It's just a way to really get people out and get engaged in something really epic and big. And all you need to do is take them to this Find a Project page. And this thing, every day, if you look at this as we move forward, of course, across time, this is going to keep growing and growing and growing. And I really mean that when I say that we're already usurping last year's numbers in certain areas. It's going to continue to grow and impact. So that's kind of the overview of the participation side. And at this point, it's all about answering your questions and seeing what I can do to help you do what you need, what you find of interest in. And so I'll stop talking and open the floor up.
So we had talked about one of the things that we may be able to do is all of us have extra helmets chilling in our garages that we don't use anymore. Local fire and rescue sometime will take those as donations so that they can do training. I was multitasking poorly while you were talking, but I'm in the process of setting up a project on the website. And I noticed that we can actually add multiple locations for the same project. Right.
That's right.
So I think that we can, Jerry and Deb and everybody,
Cool.
we can set it up so that we could have every location that we've identified. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be where our Rotarians are, frankly, but every location we have identified where they will accept helmets, we could do that. So
Yeah.
I skipped the foundation section just because I didn't have the information handy, but
You can go back and reignite that at your.
I figured. Deb, I dropped the link to you in the chat. Can you actually get to that? I didn't publish it. You can get to it? No. Okay. Yeah. Because I didn't publish it yet, but I did. I couldn't. I can screen share and show you guys, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
There you go.
It's great that you did that, Amanda.
I just wanted to double check before we went too far down this road, and I had questions. So I created this, the motorcycle helmet donation to fire and rescue. I put in my local fire and rescue because I knew what it was, but then we can add multiple locations here as well. So if that's something we wanted to push forward with, I've kind of already got it stubbed out.
And then if you have different locations, they'll each be pinned on the project page.
Right. Yeah, so that would be kind of fun for us to, as a club, go figure out who wants to take them. I've got one of my good friends, her husband's an EMT in our local area, so I asked him to let me know where we could do it. But
yep.
So that's one idea. Deb and Jerry, I think actually the whole board, we talked about this when we met last week as a potential.
Actually, the idea
service
generated
project.
with Rory because he's done this before.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yep. Great.
So that is feasible, right? So that's an option and it's feasible. And frankly, it only takes one of us to decide they wanted to do it. We'll get it set up. I'll do it if I can find a place.
Yeah, Amanda, like for instance, you're absolutely right. You could have one person that serves as the champion for the club, and you work the website and make it, because if you feel comfortable with it, so others might not feel as comfortable, and that way you just handle it and just make sure everything's set up. And if you need support, there's a support button there on the website, and they'll get someone will get back to you and help you out in whatever way you can.
It also gives us the option, guys, of adding partnering clubs. So I know one of the things we talked about is trying to be more involved with our local brick and mortars and staying involved with them. So this might be an opportunity for us to approach them as well and say, hey, we'd like to partner with you guys on this.
Right.
Just to get them some visibility too.
Exactly.
Well, my original thought when we stumbled across this is, you know what, we've talked before about how we could do local community service, and it is harder when you're the only one in the area, and it's easier to work with 5 or 6 people at one time, and it's also sometimes a lot more pleasant to do projects, of course, that way. And my thought on this was, you know, being able to come to the site like this, and especially since there's going to be multiples of these on or around May 17th, that we could go in here as individual Rotarians in our clubs and select a project locally that we could participate in on this epic day and get many of the club involved and then after the fact, you know, tout what we did as a group of these different type projects at the same time.
Yeah,
So,
for
and
sure.
certainly as this thing grows, that would be a cool opportunity for the rest of us to do that too.
And
Our
then also
distance
there's, you know,
sometime, go ahead.
no, I was going to say there's also, we have the opportunity year round because it looks like people have entered projects that are to Robert's point, not just in May, right? So this would be one of those like, what am I going to do this weekend? Let me see if there's anything in the project that's local.
Yeah, there's an Easter egg hunt on the 19th here, so
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Saturday. Might have to go to that. Where's that at? Oh, that's in British Columbia. That's a little far away.
Well, that's the beauty of this, you know, it's global and you can see what's going on, and also you can you can communicate with these folks. You can, you know, send messages and cheer them on.
How fun would that be if any of us are traveling internationally, right? And we're going on these rides, Jerry, to start looking at, okay, maybe I'll poke in here and see what else I can see that's going on. That'd
Exactly.
be fun.
Is there in this setup, is there a way to, like, you have a way to download all the fundraising type stuff? Is there a way to download all the projects too as a spreadsheet?
You know, that's a great question. I don't see a way, but doesn't mean that that's not something we can do. I mean, the great thing is that if you go to the find a project page, Amanda, since you have it open, there's a search and a search club. I have talked to them about adding a project type in there, but I think that we're going to continue to expand this as we grow our I don't think it's going to change now between now and May 17th, but for next year, I think we're going to expand the functionality of this site so that it's really, really impactful for finding things. But certainly there's, you know, it'd be fun to scroll through this and put in keywords for different cities like you know, Hawaii or Oahu or wherever that I don't know where that
or even virtual versus in person, right? Because that's something that, you know, if somebody's in a place where there might not be something local, they could participate in something that's going on online.
That's right. That's right. So there's a lot of great things, ideas that are coming up for us. I mean, we're at the tip of the iceberg. We just formed this used to be a boots on the ground, you know, grassroots program that we've done for the last 3 years. This past summer, we created a board, we created a 501c3, and we implemented it and created, you know, raised some funds, created the website, and basically that's where we are. And so we're now taking it to we've mirrored ourselves off of Shelterbox. So our goal is to go global with this in a big way. It's not going to happen overnight, but we believe we're onto something big. We did a podcast with the gal that was at your, actually she wasn't at your, she was at our PELS. We did a podcast and I think it's airing soon. So there's a lot of great stuff. So Jerry, there it is.
Cool.
Thank you all for having me. I hope this is something that it sounds like this is something that fits really well for you all.
Yeah, it does. It's been a gap that we've been trying to figure out for 7 years.
Well, here you go. This is it.
Well, it also sounds like you've put an immense amount of work into this already.
Yeah, I've certainly, and our team has. I've been in this since day one because I've started in my district. But you know, as governor this year, my time's been bifurcated in huge ways. So we have a great team now running the shop, and I had the luxury of coming out to be with you all in Michigan at the PELS, which was fantastic. I had a great visit, and and it was great to meet you all. And I'm glad we're sitting at the table here. So, I mean, my only request of you all is, if you're truly excited, pass the word to the rest of the clubs in the districts that you're in, or that surround you, and get your communities engaged. I really think this is one of the powerful opportunities for membership, which is the big thing that that Mario and Stephanie, our current president and incoming president, are really espousing right now, which is let's grow our footprint. And I know my district is already plus like 70 right now, and so we're heading towards plus 100, which is my goal. And it hasn't been without just the sheer joy of having fun doing what we're doing. And service is what it's all about. So when you put service on the ground and you bring the community out to do it with you, that's it. That's where it happens.
Very cool. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Robert?
Thank you, Jerry. It's fantastic.
Thank you. It's actually kind of amazing. I didn't realize you were an active district governor right now, and taking time out to go outside your district and just to go visit the pets and all that stuff at the same time as working on the governor responsibilities. Well, my hat's off to you, my friend.
Well,
So,
thank you. I will tell you that do I have a few more couple of seconds? I can share a couple.
absolutely.
As governor, and your governor is who?
Sharna Hatcher.
Well, I love Sharna. Sharna is a dear friend. I adore her. And Sharna was with me when I launched what I'm about to share with you. So I'm in the entertainment industry. That's my background. So I've been in the arts since I was a youngin', and I centered my career around the performing arts and music and drama and theater and whatnot. I didn't go into I wanted to become a Broadway actor, but that didn't happen. I went into the business side of the arts and entertainment. When I fell into the honor of falling into the district governor's track, when I was going through my DGE year and we met Stephanie for the first time, she indicated that one of her priorities was positive peace, as you all know. When she said that on a Zoom call with me and Sharna, we were on the same Zoom call, my jaw dropped, and it really impacted me, because peace is something that is very special to me and important to me. And we're in a world that's a mess, and as Rotarians, we can't change the world, but we can change our communities. We can change it one person at a time. The old starfish story, right? The old young man is sitting on the beach with thousands of starfish, and the elderly gentleman says, "You can't certainly save all these starfish." And the boy picks up one, throws it in the ocean, and says, "Just save that one." And so when she brought up peace, I got very excited. And so I created something called Opus for Peace for my district. It's creating harmony, inspiring wellness, and celebrating diversity through the fusion of the arts. And so that has been, I knew I needed to focus and bring entertainment and theater and music and dance and visual arts into peace. And so I had the luxury to meet Stephanie at our Pets last year, a year ago, March. And she came to my district afterwards for 3 days. So I spent 3 days nonstop with Stephanie. We became really, really close friends. And she's a joy. And what's great is this Opus for Peace clicks into everything. When they did the Istanbul Peace Conference, this wonderful cellist by the name of Diego Cañero was there performing, and he's going to be with us next week here in Connecticut. And David Lamott, who some of you may know of, he's going to be on an event on May 21st throughout our zones, Zone 28 and 32. But he's also keynoting at the Calgary conference, is going to be at my district conference end of May. And I just wanted to share that with you. This Opus for Peace thing is global. So you talk about, going outside of your community. I mean, Rotary it can be very hyper local, but it can be very hyper global, because everything we do here in your club, in my club, is being done everywhere else. I mean, I was at another Rotary Club today outside of my district talking about my governor's global grant, which is saving 32,000 people in Uganda by giving them clean water. And when you touch people outside of the community, you just never know what comes at what you're embracing. So that's I'll close this out, Jerry. Bottom line is you and I met, Amanda, you and I met, Deb, you and I met at this incredible conference, and look at where we are now. And now look at what you're going to do. You're going to take this forward, and Epic Day of Service may be a big part of what this club does ongoing, and you never know. So there
Very
you go.
cool. Well, Robert, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciated it. And I think there's some really, positive chances that we're going to be involved in probably even yet this year. So it'll be great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Have a great one. I'm going to let you all finish your work. Have a great holiday week this week, and I look forward to seeing you all at the Epic Day of Service.
Thanks.
Have a great
Thank
one.
you, Robert.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Well, that was interesting. I think there's some really good possibilities there for us. I wanted to, did I get this thing recording? I did, didn't I? Okay, good. To share with you coming up next, the next meeting we have, the first Wednesday in May, Amanda and Deb are our speakers. The three of us all got wound up working together at PELS, of course, and some great ideas have popped up. And Amanda and Deb are going forth over these next 2 years, basically operating our club as co-presidents. And so they're going to share some of the thoughts and ideas next week. At the same time, pick your brain. So it's really important that we get as many of us as we can to be there as we redesign where we're going with this club. Okay. Then right now, currently, Rotary International has what's going on as a Council of Legislation in Chicago. Every 3 years, a representative is brought in from every district around the world to evaluate proposed changes to Rotary International. And they're evaluating and discussing and talking somewhere close to 100 different proposed changes. These are changes that have been submitted by districts, by a club actually, and then gone through a process. Every 3 years, they take those things that are strongly considered, they put them out there, and there's a process, a debating process, a discussion process, and an actual voting process where these people make decisions about our club or our Rotary as it's going forward. I'll share with you, this is the daily results from this. A speaker we had last fall, Sparky, a past district governor of our district, he talked to us about some of his motivational stuff he got from his values of going and working in Mexico. Anyway, he's our current representative for our district and is currently in there, and he's doing daily updates on the club Facebook page or on the district's Facebook page. I've also go out to, and I just gave you guys a link to where the Council of Legislation daily recaps are for this week of the different things. And I wanted to share with you just some basics. For instance, one that I think is going to make a big difference in members worldwide is they've just dropped the requirement to 15 members as the minimum number to start a club. And that'll open some big doors on that. There's communities that'll make things change quickly. Yesterday, they went through a whole discussion about raising the international dues. There's a request to make those coverage, and so there's going to be changes of our international dues starting at $375 a year coming up in July, or $3.75 a person coming in July. So that's a big change. That was a primary thing yesterday. Today was a big discussion. There was a proposal, and there's a couple clubs or a couple districts worldwide that are experimenting with this, and it's about not requiring district to have a district conference, and that got passed today. I imagine that was quite heated of discussion, but anyway, if you're interested in that, there's the links there. I know I take particular interest in this. I know there's been some key changes that have made Rotary live and adapt in the time that I've been in Rotary, 20 plus years now that I've been in Rotary. So Anyway, I meant to say, I've asked Sparky, he's waiting until he gets home to check with his wife, but he thinks he'll be glad to be our speaker and talk to us about the process as well as his inputs. And that's my plan for our meeting in the 3rd week of May. Any questions, comments, or anything else out there from you guys?
Jerry, if I could, I would like to pay a fund fine.
Okay.
We haven't done that in a while, but today, my blushing bride, Carol, and I celebrated our 48th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Hey,
I don't know how she's put up with me for 48 years, but
I love that.
Mhm. Many congratulations.
thank you.
You got the hearts and the little things flying all over the screen. I don't know if you saw
I
that,
don't know
Keith.
how she does it.
Well, congratulations, man. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
That's pretty awesome. The rockets are flying, huh? Okay. Oh,
Well,
wow. Very
Well,
cool.
I'm all excited because I'm actually in Aruba. So part of the reason I didn't have my camera on, this will sound funny, is the house I'm in actually faces west, and you all would have been blinded by sunset because I am sitting in front of a wall of just windows at the moment. But I actually reached out to the Aruban Rotary Club, and I'll be going there on the 28th.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thought it would be interesting to see, once again, different country, different zone, different lots of things. And it turns out their next meeting happens to be April 28th. I will still be here. So it was kind of a perfect timing, and they are very excited to have a guest.
Good.
I'm going to ask
I've
a
had
question I should know the answer to. Do they conduct their meetings in English or in Dutch?
Well, actually, it could be even Papiamento, which is the other language, the third language
Right.
on the island. And it's going to be very interesting because they were explaining to me about their speaker, who it's apparently someone from a program that they do children's orchestras. And so she was kind of defining all these different words for me so I would know, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, that's one of the interesting things here on the island is you don't always know what language you're going to get. So I can tell you all of the
Well, this
legal
is my
docs.
dream place to live. This is
Yeah, it's really crazy because like all the legal documents, of course, are in Dutch. And so, it makes for a lot of fun. And there's a lot of Americans here. So it is, this morning I had a conversation with a man from Cuba. So I'm having a good old time down here, meeting people.
I have visited clubs all around the world, and there's clubs I've been in where you don't know the language, but you still have a great time. Now, the only time I got cornered, and that's because I'm too dang close to those guys down at the Way Rotary Club, and they know I can speak some Spanish, but I got cornered doing a 5-minute presentation down there 2 years ago, so in their language. So it was a trip.
It's funny because my Spanish is not great, but I can generally get the gist of what they're trying to ask, and I can answer it in English, but yeah, it's very entertaining sometimes.
And I discovered on a cruise I was on, most cruises will actually one time during the cruise, the captain will conduct a service club meeting. And it'll be members of Rotary, Lions, Optimus, whoever's on board at the time.
Oh,
And
wow.
and if you ever do a cruise, check into that because that's kind of a really interesting experience as well. Something different. So
Jerry, do
and
you
I
know
don't know.
the last
I don't
cruise we
remember.
went on? Maggie came back from the kids club and she said, Mom, I just met a kid from Holly. And I was like, what? Like, yep, his dad owns the shop right downtown that does all the cars, and they know all our family because my family owns the tow shop. Right?
Huh,
You never know who you're gonna meet in the middle of the Atlantic.
that's pretty cool. So I had one more thought, and then I was going to close it. Let me think a second. Oh, Keith, I don't remember how we used to collect the fines on that, but I have two that I will share. Okay.
I'm
And if we
going
figure it
to
out,
Rory. and
What's
put on
that?
Venmo that it's a fun find.
Okay. Well,
Actually, that whole situation is something Amanda and I actually have been talking about and coming up with a way where we can collect a little extra money. So
maybe
that
we
is,
can-
that has been on our radar.
we could maybe do it with a Venmo or something like that and connect right back into our account, whatever. So anyway, my two things that I want to share is number one, and it's been both happy and sad. I'm back to work this week. I tried not to work, but I had one of my projects came alive and I'm busy writing an expert report right now that I'm trying my best to get it out of my hair again. And I love my work, but I'm tired of doing it. So it's fascinating, some of the stuff that's coming back to me right now on that. Number two, I turn 67 years old tomorrow. So, and I tell people it's 67 years of body age, well over 100 years of mileage, and my mind's still stuck at the age of the two odors, the two smells, perfume and gasoline. That's age 17. And with that, and it is definitely fun. Hey, Ward, would you lead us in the 5-way test? You gotta unmute there, buddy.
Okay.
Okay.
You caught me off guard there, and all of a sudden my mind's drawing a blank. Is it the truth?
Is it
Is
the
it
truth?
fair? Is it fair to all concerned?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
friendship.
With will, goodwill, and better friendships? I said that all
Will it
wrong.
be beneficial to all concerned? Did I get that out of order?
You got it just right.
And will it be fun?
Absolutely. Will it be fun? Thank you so much.
All right. Enjoyed it.
Well, I look forward to seeing everybody in a couple weeks, if not before.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
You too.